Hi everyone, I am Angela Cruz with Smokey Designs, and today we are going to talk about 1/8" transparent pattern ply. So these are the transparent patterns on 1/8" thick clear acrylic. And as you can see, the transparent patterns do not have a lot of vibrancy on their own. They really need light behind them to really make the colors shine. So here's that piece without any sort of illumination or anything, but I found that if I put a piece of white acrylic behind it, it gives you the same effect as light coming through it. So you can see here that now that pattern really shines versus when there's nothing behind it. So when you're trying to choose, do I want transparent pattern ply? I would say transparent is going to be your best option if there is going to be illumination. So absolutely things like sun catchers. This was the original material that we developed for sun catchers. It's also very popular for things like ornaments. So I have a couple ornaments here that I'll show you as we're going through. But if you are doing something like a sign that is just going to be mounted in a house or anything else that's not going to have light behind it, you might not want to choose the transparent options because they are dull without that illumination. The good news is, though, is that almost every pattern that we offer transparent is also offered in a full coverage version as well. And let me show you the difference here. So here is a transparent pattern, and you can see it's a winter village scene here. Dull. Here is that exact same pattern in the full coverage version. And you can see here, the colors are vibrant. Now, if you were to purchase the transparent version, those dull colors, when illuminated, are going to be vibrant. You can see here the difference. Whereas the full coverage version, even without any light behind it, they are still vibrant. So the difference on the website, the transparent patterns will always have the word transparent in the product name. If you see that transparent, you know that it needs to have light behind it. If it doesn't say transparent, then it is what we call full coverage. And it is going to be an opaque image, but it is going to be vibrant. So a lot of you prefer these full coverage images for things like earrings because they don't need light behind them, signs, the purses, anything like that where they're not going to be illuminated. But if they are going to be illuminated, these transparent patterns might be a great option for you. So the question would be, when you're deciding which material, so okay, yes, I need transparent, but why would I choose 1/8" versus the flex? And make sure you check out the flex video if you haven't. And a lot of that boils down to personal preference. They're pretty interchangeable, but it depends a lot on your design and how you want to make it. So here's another transparent pattern. So if you are considering making an ornament or a sun catcher, they are pretty much constructed in the same way for both. One is just the ornament's just a smaller version of a sun catcher for this sort of style. So you can see here, here's an ornament made with transparent pattern ply, and it is done with the 1/8". So it is double layered here. There's a piece of the Eco Oak Light with that 1/8" transparent on the back, okay? You could, however, here's a different option. Same sort of general idea where there's a front piece and a back, but this is made with the Eco Black on the front and 1/8", but the flex material on the back. It's much lighter weight this way, so if you are making something large, perhaps this would be the better option. There is no right or wrong answer though. It really just depends how you want it to hang, how heavy you want it to be. There's a lot of people that equate weight with how nice something is. So they like, if you feel this, like, oh, okay, I like it to be a little bit heavier. I'm guilty of it too. You should see when Casey and I get Chinese takeout, we always judge by how heavy the bag is. Like if we get a heavy bag, we're coming back to that place. And we always are like, oh, you gotta feel this bag. You gotta feel this one. It's so satisfying. So I get it. I get the whole weight thing and the value. I get it. But there is no right or wrong answer with this. So a lot of people, when they use the flex, now it's not required, this one is just a plain flex back, But a lot of people, when they do choose the transparent flex, they will add a third layer on the back. So they will take their front piece, so this black cross, put the flex, and then they will sandwich that flex with another black piece. So it will look the same with that. So that is another option. So you can sandwich it that way. If you don't want to have to cut a third layer and glue a third layer, then maybe the 1/8 inch transparent is the better option for you, because it's going to have that same weight, but it's only going to take 2 layers to do that. So it's really just personal preference. If you really want to make a 3-layer piece, I don't really recommend the 1/8 inch being on here for the 1/8 inch transparent, because it is going to be a little bit too heavy, maybe, if that's possible, but I think that's a little too heavy. But if you do have a 3-layer design, or you just like that look of the 3-layer, then maybe the transparent flex is the better option. But there really isn't a right or wrong answer. So the 1/8 inch transparent, we have hundreds of different patterns. We have all of your holidays. We have a bunch of different florals. And of course, the top 2 ways that these transparent patterns are used are going to be your ornaments and your sun catchers. So remember, with these, you can just use a different front piece and achieve that look. And so the main decisions you have to make when you're designing your piece is, do I need the transparent or do I need the full coverage? Do I need it to be opaque? Do I need it to be bright at all times? And then if you do decide you need the transparent, then you also consider, do I need the flex version, or would I like to use the 1/8 inch version? Am I doing a 2-layer piece, or am I doing a 3-layer piece? So the choice is yours, it's up to you. And there's another way, you can also think of it this way. If you really, really want to use the 1/8 inch acrylic, the transparent, if you want to do a 3-layer piece, we also have the black acrylic in 1/16 inch. So you could sandwich that between 2 1/16 inch pieces of black acrylic and then not add any more weight. So you can have a 3-layer piece, but you get to use that 1/8 inch in the middle. So it's really just a preference what you prefer. And we also just recently introduced the 1/8 inch transparent patterns in the larger 19 by 24 inch size. And we're offering these 2 different ways. We're having them with a larger scale. So this is one of the patterns that you already know and love, but just bigger if you want to make big sun catchers and things like that. But we're also offering every pattern in that 19 by 24 size with the same scale that it already had, just twice as much of it. So if you already had a design that was working out well for you and you want to keep that same scale, but you just want to more efficiently use your laser, more efficiently use the space, we have that option as well. So that's the general gist of the 1/8 inch transparent. If you want to learn more about the flex version, it's all the same principles, it's just a different thickness. We do already have a video for that, for the transparent flex, so check that out. Let me know what you think, but this one is the OG. If you've been using the transparent acrylic for a long time and just want to stick with it, it's a great option. You can't go wrong. Fantastic weight, and it has the same transparent look that the flex, which has become increasingly popular. It has the same look. Totally identical, just a different thickness. So let us know what you make with the 1/8 inch thickness with your transparent, and thank you all so much for watching.